Welcome everyone, I'm Lindsay, and today's class is a yoga flow that will challenge your focus. If you haven't already, please grab a set of blocks and a blanket. And as always, please remember that if at any time during your practice, if you feel the need to rest, feel free to withdraw to a restful pose such as child's pose or savasana. Today is about your personal practice, and it's important to be mindful and listen to your body at all times. The theme for today is focus. We live in a world with constant distractions, such as our busy schedules, smartphones, and social media. Yoga helps us to calm the fluctuations of the mind so that we're able to focus more on the things that really matter or that need attention in our daily lives. Let's begin in a comfortable seated position with a straight spine. Gently begin to observe your breath as it comes in and out of your body without trying to change it in any way. Just simply observe and give your breath your full concentration. If your mind wanders, this is normal. Just gently bring your awareness back to your breath again and again. With time, this type of awareness exercise will help to strengthen your focus and concentration. Let's continue to breathe here for 1 or 2 more breaths. Deep inhales and deep exhales. We'll start today by warming up the spine with cat-cow. So come to a tabletop position. Keep your shoulders over your wrists and hips over your knees. Exhale and draw the belly into the spine. Tuck the tailbone and allow your spine to round as you drop your chin to your chest for cat pose. Inhale and drop your belly towards the mat. Bring your gaze up towards the sky. Open through your chest and draw the shoulders down and away from the ears for cow pose. Let's continue to flow in and out of cat and cow at your own pace. Breathing in for cow and breathing out for cat. Let's keep a steady flow with your breath as you move throughout the class. Now sink your hips back and down to rest on your heels in child's pose. Extend your arms out long in front of you and press down firmly through the mat with your palms to find an extra release in your low back. Breathe deeply here for a few breaths, feeling strength in the ground beneath you. Now let's return to tabletop. Inhale and engage your core muscles. Draw your left leg straight back for balancing table. Flex the back toe down and keep the hips squared. Now slowly lift your right arm out in front of you. Imagine a long line of energy from the tips of your fingers all the way to your toes. Now if you're struggling with stability here, try raising just one arm or leg at a time, and it also helps to set your gaze on a focal point just ahead to help maintain balance. Now option to stay here, or if you feel good, bend your left leg and begin to reach your arm back behind to grab your foot. Breathe deeply here and push your foot against your palm to find balance. Big inhales and big exhales. Good. Release and lower your hand and foot to the ground. Switching sides, inhale and bring your right leg and left arm up parallel to the mat. Again, keep your core strong and breathe deeply here. Option to stay here, or if you feel good, bend your right leg and reach your arm back and around to grab your foot. Really press your foot into your palm to find balance, finding strength and focus in this pose. Great, now release and bring your arms and legs back down to the mat. Sink your hips back and down to child's pose again. Leaving your hips exactly where they are, move only your arms and upper body over to the right side of the mat, feeling a nice stretch along your left side body. Now come back to center. And switch sides. Bring your arms and upper body now over to the left side of your mat. Really breathe into your right side body here. And return to center. Come back up to a tabletop position. For threading the needle, exhale and thread your left arm under your right with your palm facing up. Keeping the hips directly over the knees, allow your left shoulder to come down to the mat. Rest your ear and cheek on the mat. Now option to place a blanket under your knees if you need extra cushion, and option to raise your right arm up high to the sky or even to wrap it around to rest on the low back. Remembering to take deep inhales and deep exhales here. To come out, place your right hand back down on the mat for support and push yourself back up to tabletop. Switching sides, thread your right arm under your left. Keep the hips directly over the knees, drop your right shoulder to the mat, and breathe deeply, creating more space with each exhale. Return to a tabletop position. Inhale and melt your heels towards the ground. Pull your hips up towards the sky for downward facing dog. Knees can be deeply bent here as you work your way into the pose, and find any movement that feels good to you here. Try swaying your hips from side to side or bending your knees one at a time to pedal out your legs. Exhale, step or walk both of your feet to the front of the mat and fold forward, keeping your knees slightly bent. Allow the neck to soften and lengthen here. Hold your elbows and bend your knees deeply to hang in ragdoll. Inhale, lift up halfway with a flat back and bring your hands to your shins. Root down through your feet and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold forward again and relax the crown of your head down towards the earth. Inhale, bend your knees and sweep your arms out, around, and up towards the sky. Bring your hands together to touch, then draw them to prayer in front of your heart in mountain pose. Let's inhale our arms up and overhead again and bring them together to touch. Now slowly lean your arms and upper body over to the right side. Breathe into your left side body here. If this is too much, lower your right arm down and along your side for support. Coming back to center and switching sides, lean your arms and upper body over to the left. Breathe deeply into your right side body. Coming back to center. Great, now exhale, swan dive forward and make your way to downward facing dog. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, allow the neck to be soft. Rotate the biceps in towards each other as you reach the heels towards the mat. Exhale, come forward to a plank position. Lower down halfway with control for chaturanga. Inhale, tuck the toes and lift your heart up and towards the sky. Press down firmly through the feet and keep the shoulders down and back away from the ears for upward facing dog. Exhale, push your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Coming into our peak poses now, inhale and lift your left foot high to the sky. Keep your toes pointed down towards the mat and hips squared. Exhale, sweep your left foot forward in between your hands. Now scoot your right foot out to the right a bit. And inhale, raise your torso upright and sweep your arms up and overhead for high lunge. Lengthen your tailbone down towards the floor and reach through your back heel. Option to place your hands on your knees in front of you, or option to lower the back leg down to the mat. Now bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Option to stay here, or from here, exhale and gently twist your right elbow to meet your left knee. Find a focal point to help you balance and breathe deeply into this twist. Big inhales and big exhales. Now bring your gaze to the floor in front of you. Carefully and with control, bring your right foot up to meet your left to come into revolved chair pose. Let's hold here for 2 full breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. One more time, in through the nose and out through the nose. Remain in chair pose and inhale your arms up and overhead. Really squeeze the thighs together and tuck the tailbone in slightly to avoid overarching that low back. As you inhale, fill your lungs up with air. And as you exhale, sink deeper into chair pose. Good, now exhale, straighten your legs and release to forward fold. Hang heavy here. Reconnect with your breath. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, straighten your legs and release to forward fold. Inhale, circle your arms up and overhead, then cartwheel your arms right back down to the mat. Option to make your way to down dog and hold, or to take your flow sequence here from chaturanga to up dog to down dog. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Now inhale, lift your right foot high to the sky. Keep your toes pointed down and hips squared. Exhale, sweep your right foot forward in between your hands. Inhale, raise your torso upright and sweep your arms up and overhead for high lunge again. Lengthen through your tailbone and reach through your back heel. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. From here, exhale and gently twist your left elbow to meet your right knee. Remember, find a focal point to keep you balanced and breathe deeply. Big inhales and big exhales. Coming into revolved chair again, bring your gaze down to the floor in front of you. Carefully with control, bring your left foot up to meet your right. Let's hold here for a few breaths. And remember, if you're really feeling it here, each day is different for our bodies. What worked yesterday may not work today. So if you need to rest, it's okay. Find your way to child's pose or downward facing dog. For everyone else, remain with me in chair pose and inhale your arms up and overhead. Squeeze the thighs together, tuck the tailbone under slightly, and breathe deeply. Release, exhale, and straighten your legs and release to forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle your arms out, around, and up, then cartwheel them right back down to the mat. Option to make your way to down dog, or to take your flow sequence from chaturanga to up dog to down dog. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Now lift your left foot high to the sky. From here, open up your hips to stack them on top of each other. Really push firmly with your hands through the mat as you reach your left foot over and down towards the floor. Now square your hips and exhale, sweep your left foot forward in between your hands. Plant your right foot down at a 45-degree angle for Warrior Two. Make sure the heel of your front foot is aligned with the arch of your back foot. Keep your knees stacked over your ankle. Inhale and cartwheel your arms out straight and parallel to the ground. Breathe here. Now shift just your arm and torso forward. Keep that distance as you inhale and reach up and over with your left hand. Lengthen through your side body and reach your right arm down your back leg for support. Reconnecting with your breath. Exhale, cartwheel your arms back up and over. Drop your left forearm to your front thigh. Inhale and reach your right arm up and over. Imagine a straight line from your feet all the way to your fingers. Option to stay here or to use blocks or to bring that left hand down to the floor. Bring both hands back down to the mat. Option to make your way to down dog or to take your flow sequence from chaturanga to up dog to down dog. Switching sides, inhale, lift your right foot high to the sky. From here, open your hips and stack them on top of each other. Really press firmly through the mat as you reach your right foot up and over and towards the floor. Now square your hips, exhale and sweep your right foot forward in between your hands. Plant your left foot down at a 45-degree angle for Warrior Two, making sure that the heel of your front foot is aligned with the arch of your back foot. Inhale, cartwheel your arms out straight and parallel to the ground. Reconnecting with your breath here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Shift just your arms and torso forward. Keep that distance as you inhale and reach up and over with your right hand. Really lengthen through your side body and reach your left arm down your back leg for support. Exhale, cartwheel your arms back up and over. Drop your right forearm to your front thigh. Inhale and reach your left arm up and over, imagining that straight line from your feet to your fingers. Stay here or place your right hand to the floor or on a block in front of your foot. Bring both hands back down to the floor, option to make your way to down dog or to take your flow sequence. We'll all meet back in down dog. Inhale, move forward into plank pose. Coming into side plank, lift your right arm up towards the sky, opening up your body towards the right side. Stack your feet or place your right foot directly in front of your left. If this is too much for you, come down onto your left knee. Stack your shoulders and keep your neck in line with your head. To come out, lower your top hand down to the mat and come back to plank pose. Now switch sides. Inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky, opening up your body towards the left side of the room. If comfortable, bring your gaze up towards your top fingers or look straight ahead. Come back to plank pose. Option to make your way to down dog or take a quick flow sequence here from chaturanga to up dog to down dog. Step both feet forward to the front of the mat and take a moment to just hang in ragdoll. Big inhales and big exhales. As you inhale, fill your lungs up with air, and as you exhale, find more space. Coming into Malasana squat, bring your feet slightly wider than your hips and turn your toes out slightly. Now sit your hips back as far down as you comfortably can. Your heels might lift a bit, that's okay. Bring your elbows inside your knees and press your palms together. Use your elbows to draw your knees apart and lengthen your spine to the best of your ability. Now, if this is too much for you, option to sit on a block for support, and remembering to breathe deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Slowly and with control, rise back up to mountain pose and bring your hands to heart center. We're going to balance next in tree pose. Ground down through all four corners of your feet and engage your leg muscles. Find a point of focus to help you stay balanced in front of you. Engage your abs and begin to lift your left foot off the ground. Bring the sole of your foot on your ankle, shin, or upper thigh, avoiding the knee to prevent injury. Now bring your hands together in prayer position at your chest, or bring your arms up and overhead with your palms facing each other. Tree pose really challenges our balance and focus, and it helps to set your gaze on a focal point somewhere ahead of you. Also focus on your breath. Release and bring your foot down to the mat. Switching sides, bring the sole of your right foot up onto your ankle, shin, or upper thigh. Bring your hands together in prayer position at your chest or up overhead and find your focal point. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Release and bring your foot back down to the mat. Let's fold forward and come to lying down on your belly with your head rested on the mat. Allow your legs to be about hip distance apart for locust. Bring your arms so that they're lying by your sides with your palms face up. Engage your legs and begin to lift them up. Begin to raise your chest and arms up. Your pelvis and belly should remain rooted to the mat. Keep your spine long and broaden through your shoulder blades. Keep your neck and head relaxed and allow your gaze to remain down towards the mat. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Big inhales and big exhales. Release, push yourself up and back to child's pose. Take a few deep breaths here, feeling strength in the ground beneath you. Come up to a tabletop position. Inhale, bring your right foot in and place it behind your left wrist. Extend your left leg back long behind you. Option to sit on a block or blanket for support here. Inhale, press firmly into the mat with your hands and find length in your spine. Exhale and hinge forward over your hips to bring your forearms or chest to the mat. Really surrender here. And as you breathe, fill up your lungs with air. And as you exhale, imagine letting go and folding deeper into this stretch. Come back up into a tabletop position. Bring your left foot in and place it behind your right wrist. Extend your right leg back long behind you. Inhale, press firmly into the mat with your hands, find length in your spine. And exhale, hinge forward into pigeon pose. Breathe deeply, letting go with each exhalation. Come back up to a tabletop position and then come around to a seated position with your knees bent in front of you. For boat pose, engage your core muscles and draw your shoulders down and back away from your ears. Begin to tilt back slightly. Grab onto the backs of your thighs and begin to lift your legs up so that your shins come close to parallel to the mat. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Option to hold the back of the thighs or release the arms out parallel in front of you. If needed, place the arms behind you on the mat for support. Breathe here, engaging your core muscles, engaging your leg muscles, finding your focus. You can do this. 1 or 2 more breaths. Release and bring your feet back down to the mat. Come to lying down on your back and bring your knees in, hug them tightly to your chest. For plow pose, begin to lift your legs and torso up off the ground. Bring the torso perpendicular to the mat. Tuck your chin into your chest slightly and keep your neck soft to avoid compression of your neck. Allow your legs to come over your head and allow your toes to rest on the mat behind you. If your legs don't reach all the way, bring your hands to your low back for support. To come out, bring your hands to your low back for support. Engage your legs and core to lift your legs up and then slowly come down 1 vertebrae at a time. Hug the knees into your chest one last time. Give yourself a big squeeze. You did great today. Release and stretch your arms and legs out long for Savasana. Gently relax the muscles in your face and allow your body to feel heavy. For the next few minutes, allow your mind and body to just be at peace. As you rest here, and as we reflect back on our theme of focus, I'll leave you with a quote by Jack Canfield. He says, "Successful people maintain positive focus in life, no matter what is going on around them." Feel free to stay in this pose as long as you like. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. We'll see you next time. Namaste.